We are getting a new Legend and Flashback collection in 2 days now, and it seems like we got a little bit of a hint as well on who this collection award is going to be. I'm going to be going about trying to get this collection as soon as possible, no money spent. And I'm feeling at least like 75% confident that I'll be able to get this collection done right away, day one of the card dropping on Friday. So what we're going to do is go through my tips and what I'm going to suggest to you if you're trying to gradually build up your inventory for this collection. It's going to be tough to get day one, so I wouldn't go into it expecting to get it done in one day. However, I'm going to give you some tips and feedback on what I've been doing to stash cards, and give you some like general pointers on what to keep an eye out for and when to buy these cards. You're maximizing your time on MLB The Show 22. First of all, we got a tweet hint on MLB The Show's Twitter today. It seems like this card is going to be a flashback Pirates player. So a current player getting a card from a previous year. And as you see, I made a little bit of a card art. My guess is going to be a retro finest Andrew McCutchen, or just some really, really good Andrew McCutchen card. And the main reason I think it's going to be him, like he could be easily like a Mickey Mantle, Ken Griffey Jr. type if they really boost his attributes high. And McCutchen has been someone who has never really gotten a crazy card as good as this. However, people liked his lower overall cards that we got. So personally, that's my guess, and I think he's the most likely chance to get the card. However, let me know in the comments who you think it's going to be. No matter who the card is going to be, I'm working to get this collection done day one. I have been stashing cards in the inventory literally since I got George Brett. How I play this game, I am non-stop collecting. So I'm going to give you some tips and feedback in what I am doing to collect cards, and also go through category by category how easy or difficult they're going to be to collect. Give an idea of what this collection will likely look like in terms of the requirements. I want to give you a couple tips in collecting these Legends and Flashbacks. I've talked about it in my George Brett collection video. There are mainly a few ways to get these cards easily within the mode. A lot of it comes from just playing the game enough and stashing cards away throughout the year and buying cards at the right time. But I want to go through the big things to help you get these flashbacks and legends so you can start building up these collections easier if you really aren't close to even George Brett. First, if you complete BR programs, if you get to the point where you get these BR program cards, you get these current BR program cards and the previous BR program cards. So essentially, in one pack, you're getting 4 cards each. Each could be tops now, individual collections like Breakout that you stash in your inventory. These are a large majority of the lower overall cards. This is the way to get a lot of the bronze, silver, gold cards there. There are obviously some that are from like previous featured programs and stuff like that that people have been stashing away for a while. But this is really a way to get a majority of like the rookie breakout cards like that. So make sure you do your BR program. I know a lot of people don't love BR. It's a little bit difficult to get wins and all that, but this is a great way to get stubs and to build up your inventory, and you get so many cards throughout the length of the year. It's so easy to just take the time. It could take a week, a couple days for you to just gradually grind it out. Easy way to get stubs in your inventory. Ranked isn't really a good mode to play to get these Legends and Flashbacks. The only opportunities you have to get cards are for getting World Series or grinding a bunch of innings, and you know, these cards are really not expensive. I don't think many people want to grind rank to only get these cards. Independent race packs. However, if you've not gotten them, you could definitely get these cards pretty easily. And then events is really your way to get the diamonds. There are a lot of diamonds in the rewind packs, and the rewind packs are easier to get. The wave for me has been play out the event, get the awards early on while they're more expensive, and then sell them for stubs. I did this with Dontrell Willis and Bill Mazeroski last night, and I will pick them up either on the market when they're cheaper at the latter part of the event, or I'm going to wait to pick them up until the upcoming event and get them out of the rewind pack here. So point is, you get the cards in the event, sell them while they're expensive, and then pick them up for free while they're cheaper, because at this point for 30k, they're not worth selling unless they're just extras in your inventory. And finally, if you enjoy playing the game a ton, keep up with your conquest maps, get your free packs, do the mini seasons method where you go for 10 runs in the game and get the headliner choice pack. You could do this over and over and over again. This could help you save some stubs tackling headliners. There are options for you to get free packs and stuff in the game. Just the thing you gotta do is focus on stashing the cards away. If you get a headliner you don't have, stash it in your inventory. Stuff like that is what you should be doing over the span of time to tackle these collections bit by bit, so you don't have to go out on the market and buy many cards. But if you are looking to buy cards on the market, there's really certain times to buy the cards. Right now is a tough time because the market's going up in price. People are starting to buy these cards, the collection inbound, trying to prepare and make sure they can get it done within the next couple of days, stashing for investments, whatever people are doing. So now, if you've been keeping an eye on the market day by day, you can see the prices are a little bit more expensive on a lot of the Legends and Flashbacks. It's not an easy time to buy right now. However, keep an eye out on like big content drop days, like when there's an all-star game content type thing, we get current content with a bunch of really good cards. A lot of people start to sell their Legends and Flashbacks to buy those new cards. If you were playing the game during the Home Run Derby All-Star Game stuff, the market was so cheap then because everyone was just selling everything that they could to buy those packs or buy those players. It really caused the prices on the market to be lower. But as you see, with time, you know, they'll go back up and get a little bit more expensive. So point of it is this. For someone who is trying to maximize your stubs, buy during those scenarios where everyone's panicking and selling stuff, because that is your opportunity to save a lot of stubs. On days like content drops, flash sales, that's a great time to buy these cards. Because if you do have to go out and buy them, you're gonna have to buy cards. Make sure you're doing it at the right time. Let's go through the individual categories and to give a good guesstimate in what you should be doing to get these cards and how many cards and categories there's gonna be. So George Brett, you needed 16 vouchers. However, there were 17 different vouchers for you to collect. You had Babe Ruth, you had all these other individual collections, and then you had Future Stars. And if you're trying to get it done day one, Future Stars was tough to get because we didn't have any of them in our inventory drop the same day as our Future Star program. So George Brett was really only obtainable right away if you just had a metric amount of stubs or if you were skipping Future Stars and doing the other collections. But if you played it out over time, you probably were able to pick up Future Stars a good bit over time, ending up skipping another category like awards or milestones or anything like that with a lot of expensive cards. I think with this upcoming collection, they'll do the same type of thing where you can skip one category and it'll include all-star game cards. I think Jackie Robinson will end up being a voucher on his own. Same thing with like Takashi. I don't know if they're going to add more to Takashi because you only need 8 to get Babe Ruth, but now we have more cards in the game. So I don't know what they plan on doing on that front, but expect, you know, a lot of the same categories, and the only other ones added are All-Star Game and Finest cards, because we have a bunch of Finest cards in the game, about like 8-ish, so I could see that being a category for you to collect as well. So George Brett was 16. They're adding 2 more categories, 18 vouchers to collect this upcoming collection, so you'll be able to skip one of the categories. So first, I want to kind of lump these categories into like the easy ones that you definitely should do, and then the ones that you probably want to consider skipping. Postseason, Veteran, All-Star, Breakout, Rookie, Monthly Awards, Prospects, Face of the Franchise, Tops Now, Cover Athletes definitely, and probably Takashi by the time we get the content. These will be the ones that are worth definitely doing because a lot of the cards are relatively cheap, and if you've been smart with collecting the packs and stashing these cards in your inventory, you don't really need to buy many cards. And the cards you need to buy are dirt cheap. These are the kind of give me categories. Because yeah, they may have a lot of cards, but a lot of the cards are cheap. And it'll be a lot less expensive than some of our other categories. Then we have our Future Stars, Prime, Award, Sig Series, Milestone, and All-Star Game. These ones are going to be a little bit tougher. Because some of the cards are more expensive, you know, multiple 100,000 sub players. Maybe it depends on if you have live series collections done. You know, I've been stashing the inventory of Future Stars literally while they've been cheap. Now is a good time to buy them because you can get them for free in the feature program. A lot of people are selling their duplicates. Buy them for quick sell. At this point, this one feels like more of a must-do. Face the Franchise, I know a lot of people skip this one for the first collection. Thing is, you probably want to consider doing this one still with this upcoming one because again, as of right now, this will be like about like what 300-ish thousand stubs. That's, you know, cheaper than some of our award series cards and cheaper than getting some other collections and stuff done. I'm feeling confident on Sig Series. There's only 8 in the game. I don't think they'll require you to get every single Sig Series. I could see them requiring you to get 7 in case you don't have Randy Johnson yet. But I think people should have basically these individual ones, or at least be very close to them at this point in the game. And again, they're going to release more Sig Series as time goes on, so this one will be easier with time. And Primes, a lot of these are, you know, relatively cheaper in comparison to our award series. You know, there are some that are collection awards, but Prime are always a slight downgrade from the awards or milestones, so they're slightly worse usually in terms of their cards, so they're usually a little cheaper. And at this point in the game, these cards are solid. Again, it's pretty reasonable to have all of them at this point without spending too many stubs if you've been stashing your collections already. The ones that I think are going to be tough are awards, milestone, and second half heroes. The issue with second half heroes is a lot of them are easy to get, but some of them like Darvish, Guerrero, and Napoli are a part of the BR program and actually very good cards. Also World Series awards. So a lot of people just by nature sell these cards, want them. They're going to be a little bit more expensive. So for me, there's a shot I have to pay multiple 100,000 stubs if I want to do this collection. There's also a shot that could be really nice and make it where you can skip out on getting 3 of the cards and make this collection really easy. So it really could be one that hurts you. Award series, I'm feeling good about because again, a lot of them are pretty easy to acquire, and the award series you have at this point in the game really aren't the best of the best. The only cards that are really expensive at this current point, outside of the collections and all that, are Cody Bellinger and Javi Baez. And Javi Baez is like 100K right now. So there really aren't like too many expensive ones, but again, if I need to buy 1 or 2, if they require you to get Bellinger, this one could be tough, especially if you have not been stashing these cards in your inventory throughout this length of time. And then finally, milestone. Again, I've been trying to build up the inventory, but this one could be tough if they require me to buy Nolan Ryan or Cedric Mullins. So point is, you know, there's in each of these big categories a lot of cheap ones, but also in milestone, awards, and second half heroes, there are some expensive ones. There's a good shot a lot of people don't have. So keep this in mind when you're planning your collections. Be prepared to skip one of these or the All-Star Game one, because All-Star Game is pretty expensive. You know, be prepared to skip one of those 4 for the upcoming collection, because as of right now, All-Star Game's expensive, and these ones could be expensive. So for me, if I'm going to skip one category, I'm just going to sell my extra cards, finish up the other categories, make sure I have those done, and once I get the card collected, just buy back the category I skipped a bit more. However, I'm trying to get Jackie Robinson here before the upcoming content. If I get Jackie, I think that'll lock it in for me to getting it day 1. And I've just been buying these cards over time with extra stubs and all that, getting all my free program packs. And I really just need to buy Ryan Helsley and Alek Manoah. So yeah, that is it for my no money spent collection prep tips. If you're someone who's trying to prepare before the content drops, that's what I think we'll be looking at with our upcoming collection. I'd love to hear in the comments your thoughts on if you're going to be getting this collection done right away. I know a lot of people didn't sprint to the gate for George Brett, and I picture some people seeing that McCutchen card and selling off their inventory just in case they really don't like the player. However, I think collections are always worth gradually working on bit by bit and trying to get it done within those, you know, the first like couple months of it dropping is very, very realistic. I know a lot of people are getting Randy Johnson and George Brett as we go here, but I just think it's worth spending your extra stubs on gradually working towards collections and getting these done, because these cards are going to be amongst the best cards of the game. And especially with how things have been progressing in MLB The Show for now, I think like this level of card that we're getting in collections, we won't be seeing until September. So yeah, I appreciate you all watching this video. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out the rest of No Money Spent series. You all have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all watching. Expect a debut for it maybe the day of the card dropping. And I'll see you all again on the video tomorrow. Deuces.